and he's got the world champion.
No SmackDown for World Wrestling Entertainment. WWE missing analyst earnings expectations in the fourth quarter of 2009. But can the company make a comeback this year? In her first on Fox Business interview, George Barrios, CFO of the WWE, joins us now to discuss the fourth quarter. George, great to see you as always, sir.
Hi, Cheryl. Great to see you, too. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. All right, so you came in at 15 cents a share. It was 18 cents a share in 2008. That year-over-year comparison kind of surprised me. I thought that would have been pretty easy to beat. What happened?
Well, there was a lot of one-time items in the quarter, and today on the earnings call we addressed that. We also addressed it in our press release. If you actually wash through those one-time items and look at performance on an adjusted basis, we're really happy with the quarter, as we are with the full year. For the quarter, we would have had 7% EBITDA growth. Our adjusted revenue would have been flat overall, but more importantly, we showed great revenue on our live events business, our TV business, our pay-per-view business, and in some of our more challenged categories, especially early in the year, like our licensing business, which is so discretionary, we saw that flatten out on an adjusted basis. And frankly, if you would have eliminated the one-time bad debt reserve adjustment that was related to a prior business partner, we would have blown through the analyst estimate. So on an adjusted basis, we think the quarter's great.
So that's what hurt you on the revenue, is what you're saying as well, was the one-time.
That's right.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Okay, consumer products revenues were down about $10 million for the quarter as well. I mean, are you hoping that these new partnerships with Mattel that you've signed on to, Vivendi, USA Network, you've got more going on with them. Do you think that's going to help you coming up in 2010?
Yeah, a couple of things just on the revenue. Again, we had some adjustments. Last year in the fourth quarter, we had a recognition of a one-time item in our licensing business. So if you back that out, we were almost flat in licensing. But I think the more important point going forward is the one that you just raised. There's been a concerted effort on the part of WWE to make sure we're always strengthening our business partner relationships, because that's such a key part of getting our brand fully distributed and frankly, fully monetized on a global basis. And so you mentioned Vivendi on our home video distribution. Not only do they have great retail relationships, which is key for us, but they really have a broader and deeper distribution platform than our previous partner. And Mattel, we're really excited about Mattel. And in fact, the early signs, we've done some sampling at retail, is we're significantly outpacing last year's numbers. And Mattel not only has significantly better distribution, but we've really been bowled over by their product development. So we're looking forward to a long and really fruitful partnership with Mattel. We see them more as just our toy licensee. We really see that as a global partnership.
Hey, George, it's EMAC here. Liz McDonald, I was wondering, how much of a growth business is women's wrestling, and are you worried about competition from shows like The View? No, I'm kidding.
Hey, Liz, how are you? Well, you know, we don't really think of the business that way. We're an entertainment company on the first of all, but second of all, for us, it's about creating compelling content, not necessarily whether it's male or female, but it's just creating compelling content, creating compelling storylines, marketing that across all our platforms. We do that. Everything else takes care of itself. And I think another example of that will be our new show that's debuting on Sci-Fi in a couple of weeks, WWE NXT, which replaces ECW. I think people are going to be really excited about that. And
wait a minute, is this science fiction? Is this science fiction women's wrestling? What's going on here?
WWE NXT is scripted reality, and that's all I'm going to say. For the rest of it, I'd say tune in.
I had a science fiction to me.
I had a feeling that's what he was talking about. Now, I've got Bob O'Brien from Barron's over here, so he's got a question for you.
Yeah, George, you've had some execution problems on initiatives like your film business, which really hasn't gotten off the ground and made much of a contribution. Is there a remedy for that particular business?
Yeah, I might speak a little bit differently about the film business, Bob. It was a new business for us back in 2006. Essentially, up to this point, we've invested about $70 million. As you know, in the film business, a lot of the profitability that you're recognizing is based on Ultimates, but our Ultimates show a profit in that business as of today. So for investing in a new revenue stream that will support the future growth of the company, and you think about it like R&D, we've actually, on an Ultimate basis, think it's going to be profitable. Moving forward, we've learned along the way, and I think one of the key changes for us is going to manifest itself this year. We've moved from partnering on the distribution and marketing of our films with partners like Fox, who did a very good job, to self-distributing. So we're excited about that. We've already got a couple of films underway in production, one completed and one underway, and we'll be releasing the first one under that new model in the third quarter this year, and we have high hopes for that.
And so will you get the impact of that financially in the third quarter of 2010?
No, there's actually a delay, but you bring up an interesting point. Because we had a partnership model before, you wouldn't see us recognize the revenue until our partners recouped their advertising costs, distribution costs. By doing it ourselves, we'll see it sooner on the P&L and the financial statements, but third quarter would be too soon. There is still a lag.
George Barrios, CFO, WWE. George, great to talk to you as always. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.